Hi everyone, I'm here to talk about my experience with the NIRA devices, the NIRA skincare lasers, and my experience with the NIRA company. So I have actually purchased 7 NIRA lasers very recently. They are all within the 90 days, and unfortunately I have experienced some pretty significant quality control issues. I did not purchase 7 because I wanted to purchase that many. It was because I kept getting defective units, and I actually think it's a fantastic product when you get a working one. So I wanted to make sure that I got a working unit. I got 2 working units because I actually like to use 2 at the same time. It makes the treatment time a lot faster. I wanted to get some for my sisters, and I really wanted my husband to have one to use. And unfortunately, out of the 7 devices that I have purchased, 4 of them are defective and have significant issues. And I'm actually going to share all of those, exactly all the details of how they are defective and what they do. And I'm actually going to show you on camera. So the first one I already sent back, and I have a clear video of that. It basically, the top button only worked on the right side and not the left side. So if you pushed it on the right hand side, it would work. If you pushed it on the left hand side, it didn't. If you pushed it in the middle and slightly to the left at all, basically couldn't get it to function. So the first unit had a top button that had an issue, and then this one was very strange. This one actually worked fine for 30 days, and then suddenly, despite being completely charged, it actually just decided to not turn on. And so it's doing that again. I actually haven't turned this on since the last video I took of this device. And I actually charge both of these devices at exactly the same time. They have been used exactly the same amount of time. And they haven't been used since the day of the last video, which I posted, it would be 13 days ago on August 26th. So if you look, this one turns on just fine. You can see the battery is totally full, and this one should be just fine, and the battery should be totally full, but I'm pressing that button, and it literally doesn't even turn on. So the strange thing is with this unit, this is now, I haven't tested it, like I said, for 2 weeks. I just had it in the box and was going to send it back, and I'm about to send this back today. So I just thought, hey, you know what, why don't I take a video before I send it back so I can clearly show both the NIRA company as well as people who are interested in their products kind of what is going on and the problems that I have personally experienced in the 7 devices that I have ordered. So this button will not turn on. This is now the 3rd time that this has happened. However, since the first time that it has happened, I have only tried it 2 other times, and each time it didn't work. So the interesting thing is that, so this should have full power, just like this one, right? They both were charged the same amount of time. This isn't turning on. I'm even holding the button down that they say to do for like a reset. Absolutely nothing is happening. Nothing's happening. Now, I've here got a NIRA charger plugged into the wall. The weird thing is, if I plug this in, somehow there seems to be some kind of wiring issue where this power button isn't working. But if I plug this in for literally 1 second, all of a sudden it will turn on. And then if I unplug it immediately and shut it off, it will then start to turn on again. See, it's working. So I do not understand that. It appears, in my opinion, to be some kind of a wiring issue that somehow gets rebooted by it plugging in for literally 1 second to the wall charger. And that doesn't make any sense to me, because if the unit has a full battery, which you can see that it does, I don't know if that's clear on the screen, it has a completely full battery, it should not be behaving like it's completely dead and not turning on at all. And certainly shouldn't be that 1 second in the charger makes it work again. So as you can see, it's continuing to work. But again, the issue where it just doesn't work has happened now 3 separate times and there's definitely some kind of a wiring issue. Now, this did not appear for about 30 days. So that's something to watch out for, that the other defects, they've been there close to most of them from the very beginning. But some of them have taken a while to show up. So I just think that's something to make sure that you use your device regularly and daily during your 90-day warranty, because there's definitely a quality control issue with these devices. So I'm going to move on to the next set. This device I did already show on a video. Now, this is my husband's device. I had given this to him and wanted him to use it because I think it's a fantastic device. I think the results that it delivers are really tangible, and I have really loved the results, even more so than microneedling and other devices that I've used. I think this is really fantastic for helping to regenerate collagen. So yeah, I am going to show you the issue with this one. I do already have a clear video of this one. It basically, when you turn it on, this button is a little bit hard to push compared to, say, this one, which functions perfectly. In fact, first I'm going to show you what the devices should do. So you should make contact with your skin. Hold on, let me come a little closer. Make contact with the skin, and it's really easy to use. You make contact, you press the button, and it beeps, and you're done. So this one's fantastic. My face is totally clean. I actually just washed all of my face. I still have eye makeup on, but I took a rag and soap and got everything off. So your face has to be clean when you're using this. So yeah, this one is fantastic. So this is what a properly functioning unit should do. Because I feel like with all of these defective units, I want to make sure that NIRA doesn't put the blame on me and say I just don't know how to work the devices. I've ordered 7 and I definitely know how to use them. So yeah, that one's working great. So this one was the one I gave my husband, and he only used it once, and he told me that like the button was hard to push or something like that, and I assumed it was because he was a guy and it was annoying and he just didn't want to use it. And as my return window was closely approaching, I wanted to make sure, given that I've had so many problems with these units, that this actually was that there wasn't a problem. So he was right. And basically what happens is, this is very odd. I have on video where I show you how this top button doesn't even work some of the time, but sometimes it does. So I've tested it 7 times total. Of those 7 times, I've had issues 3 of the times, and 4 of the times it seemed fine. So I'm going to show you making contact with the skin. So that worked fine. That worked fine. That worked fine. What happened before was that I pressed the button and then it didn't engage. Like basically I was pressing the button and nothing was happening. You weren't hearing that beep. Interestingly enough, it is working just fine right now, even though 5 minutes ago I used it and it was doing the exact same thing, where half the time it was working and half the time it wasn't. So it is actually functioning totally fine right now, which I just think is kind of bizarre, that this is going back and forth from functioning properly to not functioning properly. So again, this is functioning totally fine. And I think that's really interesting. And again, I have a really clear video using this exact same device where you can see how it was regularly not engaging despite me pressing this button. And it's literally working just fine right now. So I think that's super bizarre. Oh, now I'm pressing the button and it's not working. Oh, now I'm pressing the button again and it's not working. You can see my thumb is completely like this, pushing down that button. I'm pushing as hard as I can and it is not working. I'm pushing as hard as I can and it's not working. Strangely, when I'm pushing the button and I'm not getting a sound, I'm pushing as hard as I can, you can see that, and it doesn't engage, it feels like the button is jammed. Like I'm pushing and it feels harder to push than when it actually engages and works, almost like it's jammed and stuck. So I'm pressing as hard as I can and it's not working. Pressing as hard as I can, it's not working. So this is, oh, not working again. So I'm pressing as hard as I can. That button is completely being pushed down by my thumb. So you can see how basically this is working some of the time, and then now it's not working for some of the time. So this is what this one is doing. I'm gonna put this one away. And it turns out I have another unit that does exactly this. This one. So, and just in case you think I'm using, or in case you want to, if you want to see all the units to make sure this isn't like the same device over and over again, here. So here are 3 of them. Let me grab the other one with my hand. And this is the first one that I showed you that wasn't powering up and now is powering up. This is really interesting to me to see. I would like to see how many times this will power up after it has that 1 second connection to the charger. Let's just try it again just for fun. So it's still powering up. All right, so this was the one that my husband said the button didn't work on. This is a perfectly functioning unit, which I've actually labeled with a little essential oil kind of like color-coded sticker, because there's been so many issues. I wanted to make sure that I had them labeled and knew exactly which one was doing what. So this one is another one. This is the 4th unit now with issues. And it seems to be doing the exact same thing as the one that my husband had. So here it's working just fine. I'm actually going to turn down the heat a little bit to 1 since I've done this a few times. Okay, so I'm pushing as hard as I can and this is not working, as you can see. I'm actually going to show these. So I've got these 2 devices and they're both doing the same thing. Pressing it down as hard as I can and it's not engaging. Pressing down as hard as I can and it is not engaging. Pressing as hard as I can, it's not engaging. The button feels completely jammed under my thumb right now. So this is like really bizarre. Now it's working, now it's not working. I'm pressing as hard as I can with my thumb. Pressing as hard as I can with my thumb, it is like not working at all. I'm pressing again. I'm pressing again. Now it's engaging. I'm pressing again. It is not engaging. Pressing again. It is not engaging. You can see my thumb is really pushing on there. Pressing again. So this one is even worse than the other one. This one is like not engaging at all. So you have to make contact with the skin first and then press the button. So I always make contact with the skin first and then press the button. If you press the button when it's not making contact, it'll make that funny noise. So now this is working, now it's not working. I'm pressing as hard as I can right there. All of my devices, I'm pressing the button, it's not working at all. All of my devices, this is totally charged, by the way, this is brand new, newly charged. So as you can see, there's an absolutely full battery. These both have completely full batteries. So this was the one that my husband had that I had shown you earlier on the other side of my face. So see, now it seems to be working just fine. And like I shared before, it's interesting because I had used it Okay, so I'm pressing as hard as I can, and it is not engaging, and the button just feels jammed under my thumb. Pressing as hard as I can, and the button just feels jammed under my thumb right there. You can see I'm pressing. Pressing as hard as I can, as you can see, and this is not engaging. So these two are doing the exact same thing. This one was the one that the power button all of a sudden just stopped working after about 30 days, but for whatever reason, despite having a fully charged battery, if I plug it in for 1 second to the charger, it works again temporarily, and then it ends up doing the same thing. So obviously there's a wiring issue here. Here, these two have clear button issues with this top button. And then the one that I already sent back, it was basically, like I shared earlier, the right side of the button worked and the left side of the button didn't work. So depending on where you placed your finger, it would work or it wouldn't work. And the entire left side of the button where it didn't work just felt jammed, like it was hard, and it just wouldn't push in. So yeah, that's my experience so far. I did send in the first laser actually for a refund, and they just refunded me yesterday, September 8th. I had sent it, they have received it, I forgot what day they received it, maybe a week ago, so it didn't take that long to get the refund. But at first they actually deducted me a return shipping fee. And I was pretty irritated about that because I was promised a full refund, and the reality is had that device not been defective, I would never have been returning it. And so I really don't feel that it is the customer's responsibility to return a broken product. That's something that the company should automatically cover. So I actually emailed them back right away and said, hey, I was promised a full refund. That's not okay that you deducted $8 for shipping, which doesn't seem like a lot, and it's not a lot, but it's really about the principle that if they send a broken product, they should cover shipping it back to themselves. And I've honestly taken this video just to kind of cover my bases in case there's any problem with the returns. I was worried that given that I have purchased 7 units and 4 of them are defective, they might put the blame on me, you know, just saying, oh, well, maybe she doesn't know how to work them. So I felt like this would be a great way just to show that, share all of the issues that I've had. But anyways, back to the refund. So I emailed them, asked if they would please refund me the $8, and they actually emailed back, and they did. So that was really nice. And I appreciate that, but I think that's something that if it's a defective unit, they should have done anyway. However, I do appreciate their being willing to give me the rest of the $8 refund. So I had actually been waiting to send back my second unit because I just wanted to make sure that they actually followed through with the refund of the first unit. I did have a rather unsettling experience with my most recent order placed on July 23rd, which I did describe in another video, but based on that experience, I wanted to send back one at a time just to make sure that the company was going to operate with integrity and actually give me a refund, because the essential gist of what happened is I placed an order on July 23rd, and they charged my card on July 23rd. They, in a nutshell, did not ship my product until August 25th. And long story short, I emailed them a week after they sent me a tracking, basically a tracking number, because I noticed that it said USPS still awaiting item, and basically the tracking showed that the United States Postal Service didn't receive anything. So I waited a week in case they were busy, you know, maybe shipment just got delayed. All of the other shipments that I've ordered, they had come very speedily, and as soon as they sent me that tracking, within a day or two, you know, it's moving in the system, and then it arrives to me very shortly. So this one, I emailed and said, hey, it looks like my order hasn't shipped. Can you let me know what's going on? And NIRA customer service said, well, our records show that we shipped the item to you. And this was a week after July 23rd. So, and then I said, well, actually, if you check the tracking, you'll see that the United States Postal Service actually never received the item, and it's, you know, clear if you click on the tracking. So they basically got back to me and said, okay, I need to check with our courier and also our warehouse, and I will get back to you in 24 to 48 business hours. Long story short, I emailed and called more times than I have count. I have records of all of them. I have, my phone history that can show all of the phone calls, all of the emails that I placed, both to customer service through both the NIRA customer service contact page, as well as at the same time I would always email on my personal email, so I had copies of the dates that I was sending things. So they told me they would get back to me in 24 to 48 hours, and they literally did not respond to me for 2 weeks, an exact 14 days. So I forgot what day that was. I believe it was August 17th. Yeah, I'm trying to remember, but either way, it was exactly 2 weeks. And the only reason why they actually finally responded to me is because I, out of desperation, because the emails and the phone calls, first of all, they've never returned a single phone call. Don't call them. It doesn't help and it doesn't work. But there's actually a text advertisement that if you sign up for the NIRA text, I'm trying to pull it up so you can see, and I, in complete desperation, just texted that person because absolutely no one was getting back to me. And at this point, it's been over 3 weeks since they charged my card, and they're not even telling me. And first of all, this is also for 3 NIRA units that I had placed an order to give a gift to family members. And so that's a lot of money. And they haven't shipped my device, and they're not even responding to me despite 2 weeks before that saying, hey, we'll get back to you in 24 to 48 hours. So it was really absolutely ridiculous. So I'm trying to find this. I guess it really doesn't matter. But the bottom line is that they send, text messages. And what I did is I just replied to that text message advertisement and said, is there any way that you can help me? Nobody's responding to me. It's now been 3 weeks since you charged my card. This is crazy. I was told they would get back to me in 24 to 48 hours. They're not responding to me. And it's not because I haven't contacted them tons and tons of times, as well as called. So finally, that next day, somebody got back to me, and it was because the girl who responded to me via text, or I guess I'm not sure if it was a girl based on the speech. I think it was a female, and the wording that was used. But and I believe the advertisements say Sarah, so I think Sarah's sending the texts. But anyway, she said, I'm so sorry. This is not the situation. This is not the experience we want you to have. I will contact my team right away. So she contacted the team, and the next day, Ray, the customer service guy, got back to me again, and he said, I'm sorry. There was never an apology for not responding for 2 weeks, even though I wrote that in the emails. And honestly, I got to the point where I was so worried about not getting my money that I was threatening contacting the Better Business Bureau, because, you basically charged my card 3 weeks ago. You're not responding to me, and you're not sending my orders, and 3 NIRA products is a lot of money. So I said, hey, if you don't get back to me and ship my order, I am going to be contacting the Better Business Bureau and my credit card. This is absolutely not okay, especially because you said you would get back to me in 24 to 48 hours, and it's been, time keeps ticking. So yeah, and the response was honestly not the best. It was basically, I'm sorry, I need to check with our warehouse and with our courier to find out what happened to your package. So the frustrating part is they just couldn't send me my package, and they didn't send me my package until 34 days after they charged my card. Yeah, it was basically, they were saying, I'm sorry, we basically lost your package and we need to figure out what happened to it. Whereas I feel like if a company loses your package like that, it's their responsibility to, take care of that and to send you your package. You can't charge somebody a massive amount of money for 3 devices that they paid for and then say, sorry, we lost your package. We'll let you know kind of what's going on. And that's essentially what they did. The guy said, I'm sorry, I basically have to hear back from the warehouse. The warehouse isn't getting back to me. And he said that multiple times. And it's like, okay, you need to have better communication within your company and a better way to respond when you don't ship somebody's product, because that's just really not okay. I mean, I was honestly getting nervous that they were a totally dishonest company and that I was never going to get my product and that I was going to have to contact the Better Business Bureau and my credit card, and that's obviously not the experience that I wanted to have, because I really think this is a great product. I think it delivers fantastic results, and I wanted to use this product, and I just wanted to get great products for myself, great 2 items to use for myself, and get some for my family members because I think it's great. So anyways, I kept getting the runaround. I kept emailing them, multiple times. What I was getting was basically, I'm sorry, I've tried to contact our warehouse 4 times. When he first responded, after 14 days of not responding, he said, I'm sorry, I tried to contact the warehouse 4 times and they won't get back to me. And it's like, okay, you need better communication in your business. And, that's really not okay to leave a customer very unsettled on the other end and feeling like you are going to rip them off because it's been at this point over 3 weeks and you still haven't shipped the devices you charged them for 3 weeks ago. So, and it seems like I'm getting a runaround. So I would like to give them the benefit of the doubt that they are a company with a lot of integrity and that perhaps they just have some bad systems in place with poor communication between the different parts of their company. And but basically the experience that I had was not a good one. And eventually what happened, and sad to say, despite all of the emails, and I even threatened, I said, hey, if you don't make this right, I'm going to make a public video and let everyone else know. So I actually made a video, which I will link below. And lo and behold, I don't know if it was coincidental, but the day that I sent them the link and posted the video explaining what they had done and that it had at that point been over 30 days and they had not even shipped me my products, suddenly on that very day that they received the link, the public YouTube video link describing what they had done, they literally overnighted the 3 lasers. I would like to give them the benefit of the doubt that they had planned on doing that in the first place. But it seems, and maybe that is the case, and maybe they planned on overnighting my lasers, but it's very concerning to me that the timing of that, let's say, was interesting, and it doesn't look good. That they finally sent my products the day that I sent them a public video that would publicly make them look bad if they didn't fix the problem. Yet in the 34 days, of me constantly emailing and calling in desperation, they didn't make it right, but somehow after the video they did. Like I said, maybe it's purely coincidental. Maybe they had completely planned on overnighting those things. They did also send me a complimentary hyaluronic acid serum for each of those items, which was very nice and very kind of them. So I would like to think that maybe they are a company with some integrity and perhaps this was just a really bad experience and they just need to work on their internal system so that they can handle problems like this better and not leave a customer hanging and feeling like they are going to get ripped off because it's been over a month since they were charged, basically over $700 and then not shipped anything. So yeah, that's been my experience so far. And I will be sending back 4 of the NIRA lasers, and I have 3 of them. I will be thoroughly testing them. I haven't used them much. I don't use them a lot because I actually like to do 2 at the same time. It makes the treatment time so much faster, and I just do it around the eyes and then kind of like on the lips and the smile lines. I love Beth at 50 Plus Beauty. She is the one who told me about this, and or she didn't tell me directly, but I watch her videos and I just think she's absolutely fantastic, and she had some really fantastic results. So I'm hoping to be able to post a video with the results as well as what happens with all of these returns that I'm sending back. So hopefully, given that this video really clearly demonstrates that I've got 4 units with issues, that they will give me full refunds and not deduct the shipping fee. So the other thing is I did send them an email saying that I only had 3 damaged units, but I wasn't comfortable keeping the 4th because it seems that 3 of the 4 units I ordered in June all had issues, and then I realized that there are actually 4 units with issues, and so I need to send back 4 units with issues. So they are actually, I'm hoping maybe this was just a bad batch, and that's that, because I have heard really great things about the NIRA. I haven't heard anything on YouTube regarding the experience that I've had. I mean, granted, maybe people haven't purchased that many, so the likelihood of them getting damaged products was less, or maybe people have received damaged units and just mailed them back and nobody's, you know, posted a video on it. So I would encourage you to post on your experience with NIRA. I do think that, I hope that they're a company with a lot of integrity, and that somehow they just need some motivation to make the interior workings of the company and how they respond to problems more streamlined and faster. And I hope that whatever quality control issue is going on in the units that I received, where I have 4 non-working units, I hope that that is resolved quickly, because like I said, I do think this is a really great product. I'm going to be waiting to post an update where I want to share the results that I've had, and also the results compared to other products I have used. Being a part of the beauty industry, I have a lot of devices, amazing devices, a lot of amazing skincare, and so I really want to kind of post different things that I have been using for actually many years, and had a lot of experience with, and kind of contrast the progress that I had with those devices, the anti-aging effects that I saw with them, as well as what I have seen with the NIRA. So that's it, and thank you so much for watching my video, and I truly hope I have a great story to report where they give me the refund for the 4 defective devices, and they don't deduct a shipping fee for sending back items that they sent to me broken. So yeah, and I hope that I end up having 2 great units that work fantastically. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.